I had no idea what the art world was. I just knew they were artists.
You can't really go around and not do it. If you are an artist, you have to do it. You know, sometimes it's really a struggle.
Graffiti controls the street and the art, not the curators, not the businesses, not the brands. As long as that is alive, we are alive. And that's why I teach kids how to do graffiti.
Nenhum outro evento cultural ou esportivo atrai tantos jatos particulares e tantos iates quanto esse lugar aqui. A verdade é que a grande maioria das pessoas não vai comprar nada, mas é interessante respirar esse ar, né? Ou respirar essa arte. Há 20 anos atrás, um grupo de suíços malucos decidiram trazer uma feira de arte contemporânea para um dos lugares mais inusitados e mais inesperados dos Estados Unidos. Não havia um motivo específico por que trazer uma feira de arte para Miami. Miami não tinha uma vida cultural dinâmica. E hoje em dia é sinônimo de arte contemporânea não só para os americanos, mas no mundo inteiro. E quando a Art Basel chegou em Miami, surgiu também uma comunidade de pessoas que consomem, colecionam, compram, fazem, vendem arte. Quem são essas pessoas? Por que esse lugar? Qual o impacto de um evento como esse no mundo da arte? Eu tô aqui para isso, para descobrir.
I'm from Argentina, Buenos Aires. This is my first time in Art Basel. It's actually my first time exhibiting and creating a large-scale piece. I've always been very drawn into ancient temples. For example, ancient Greece, they used to have dream temples where people would go and ask for a dream or a revelation, and they would stay overnight, and at the next day they will get this answer. So people can come through, and at the end, the egg is a reflection of everything we see and us, and hopefully they will align with something they want to create.
Congratulations, it's beautiful.
Thank you so much. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
A gente acabou de chegar aqui na grande feira, no grande evento, na Art Basel. A gente está falando de mais de 4.000 artistas, mais de 260 galerias, vindas de quase 40 países. Para você entrar aqui, você tem que pagar $65 ou você compra um passe de $500. Estou falando desses números para vocês terem uma ideia da dimensão do que é esse evento. Você tem Andy Warhol, você tem Alex Katz, você tem George Condo, e às vezes você pode não conhecer um artista ou outro, mas eu posso te garantir que a nata da nata da nata do mundo da arte está aqui. E essa nata está misturada com artistas jovens, com artistas promissores que estão começando agora. Um evento como esse pode literalmente mudar a vida de um artista. Eu estou super entusiasmado para conhecer o trabalho de uma moça da Tanzânia chamada Sung. O New York Times escreveu um artigo grande sobre ela. Ela começou a se dedicar à pintura 3 anos atrás e hoje ela virou a bola da vez. Todo mundo quer a arte dela. A gente vai conversar com ela.
When I made the first paintings, I painted women, but it was because, I don't know, it was just intuitive. And then over time, even last year during the Black Lives Matter, my work was shared a lot. For others, it was activism and rebellion and representation. And somehow the views have rubbed in on me, and I look at my work now also in that light. It's a sort of activism. I studied finance in university, get a banking job. It was like a temporary thing after I had saved up, but I had never saved up in the 4 years that I worked there. So I just made a rapid decision to give in my notice and just start out as a starving artist. I just didn't know how I would be an artist. I just knew I would end up being an artist. I started making paintings full-time, seriously, and then I have a friend in Arusha, sold to a lot of expats mostly in Arusha. When I just started working with my gallery, that was already a shift, because I worked for like a month. I was making just simple portraits. We had discussed what the price would be, the beginning price. And I was like, this is a lot of money. I was like, wow. I just kept calculating it. I feel very lucky. I know I work hard. I know I'm ambitious, but it's been a quick journey, I feel, yeah.
What did you buy with that money? Your first big paycheck?
I climbed a mountain.
I think it's a beautiful metaphor to achieve such a big goal and then to climb a mountain. You climbed a mountain symbolically and in the real world.
Por incrível que pareça, um século atrás, só 40 mil pessoas viviam aqui em Miami. Para vocês terem uma ideia, nessa mesma época, mais ou menos 6 milhões de pessoas já viviam em Nova York. Hoje, quando a gente olha para a grande Miami, a gente está falando de umas 3 milhões de pessoas, 70% com origem latina, 55% com origem cubana, mas tem uma comunidade que vem crescendo demais nas últimas 2 décadas, a venezuelana. A artista Bernadette de Pujol nasceu na Venezuela, hoje em dia vive aqui em Miami e é uma das grandes promessas desse Art Basel.
How much does Venezuela, your roots, impact your work?
I would say a lot. Like, I moved here when I was 25. I go back and forward. I still have family there. My dad's still there. So it's something that I always have in me. I can never like disconnect from Venezuela. It's true, our country is not supporting us. It's not supporting any artist. It's not supporting anyone. It's not supporting our talent. But it doesn't mean that you can't, shine in another place. So I think, in a way, I can, inspire those of us that we may not have a country to back us up, but, we can still make it.
I love that you said that, because if you look at Brazil, right now we have an administration that really doesn't believe in supporting artists in any way, shape, or form, whether you're an actor, whether you're a painter, a musician, they believe that they have other priorities, if you will. How do you feel about that?
I know Brazil now with Bolsonaro, it's kind of very bad too, but the Venezuelan government has destroyed its people entirely, and now it has moved on to destroy its ecology too, which Brazil is doing as well. So, what can I say? It's just a terrible government. There's nothing. Art is necessary in every society. It's not something that we can live without. Like, it has been since the cavemen were in caves. It somehow find time to paint a thing on the rock, It's it's this human experience. You just can't be without it. So saying that it is not important, it's irrelevant, because it is, music, painting, theater is just something that has always been part of the human experience. I wanted to be in the place of this painter, looking at the other gender and putting them in situations that maybe seem vulnerable. I just wanted to express that, you know, not only women are vulnerable, men are also vulnerable. And I feel like patriarchy has wounded women as well as it has wounded men. Like, men are expected to be tough, to hide their feelings, to wear certain things, like not experienced with like different outfits. Like, men are also affected by this patriarchal system that we live in. So I wanted to, you know, I wanted to show men in this like intimate moment that is normally, you know, not depicted.
Não dá para falar de arte aqui em Miami sem mencionar arte de rua. Nos anos 70, 80, você tinha o Keith Haring, que foi um dos pioneiros da arte de rua, sendo preso semana sim, semana também, por estar pintando dentro dos vagões de metrô. Hoje, os quadros dele valem 2, 3, 10 milhões de dólares. Eu morei aqui em Miami em 2015, 2014. Essas paredes, elas ainda não eram tão organizadas, tão planejadas. Os artistas de rua vinham até aqui, pintavam essas paredes e isso acabou atraindo gente, acabou atraindo turistas. Agora, hoje eu estou aqui numa loja acoplada a essas paredes, onde você tem obras sendo vendidas por 170 mil dólares. Observar essa jornada da arte de rua, saindo de um espaço ilegal, marginalizado, para um comércio, para um business, né? Hoje em dia, Banksy, por exemplo, é um dos maiores astros do universo da arte. É muito interessante, independente da nossa opinião sobre isso. You know, we're in Wynwood, which is known as sort of one of the biggest references when it comes to street art in the world. What is it about street art that brings people together? Why did you fall in love with street art?
I mean, for myself, I remember the first time, like, when I started painting, it was like my only way to kind of fit in, like, and to make myself feel comfortable. You know, I was traveling around a lot, I used to move a lot, I never felt like I belonged in a place. And then when I put my name on the wall, all of a sudden it was like okay to be there. Like, I used to write my tag the whole way to school. So by the time I got to school, I was like, all right, this is I'm okay, you know? I was a first generation immigrant. I felt like I belonged.
Um dos maiores artistas de rua dos Estados Unidos hoje em dia é esse cara conhecido como Golden. A gente chegou aqui, ele deu esse endereço. Como vocês podem ver, não tem número nas portas. Para falar a verdade, eu não consigo achar a porta. A gente ligou, ele falou, é o prédio com grafite na esquina, ou seja, qualquer um aqui perto. Poucos lugares em Miami são tão simbólicos quanto Wynwood. Você vê que até o mercado imobiliário mudou. Você tem um monte de construção, prédios subindo numa região que era praticamente abandonada. Então eu descobri por que a gente não estava achando o estúdio dele. Eu tinha o endereço errado. Mas é tanto lugar com grafite, é tanta esquina com arte de rua, que podia ser em qualquer lugar. Mas agora nós chegamos. Christian.
Yeah, nice.
Pedro, nice to meet you.
Everyone calls me Golden.
Okay, Golden.
If you call me Christian, I'm like... When I was young, it was very bad. Like my mom would take me to the psychiatrist and they'll give me pills because, you know, I was sick. Because I would paint anything and everywhere. And I'm just proud to be one of the ones that started it and then they push it into what it is now, like a world-class phenomenon, you know?
Yeah. I mean, it's undeniable how much more respected it is these days.
Oh, absolutely. My mom is my #1 fan. At the beginning, when I started this for my daughter when she was a couple years old. She's 19, and she paints with me now. I can do it, you follow me.
Sounds good. I'll copy you.
Everything starts and ends with that shape at the biological or microscopical level. Everything.
Okay.
This is the structure of everything, and it's called the golden circle. So all my characters are based over this shape. If you look at them, I mean, they're noticeable.
Yeah.
So you gotta start with this. Watch. There you go. Now you're gonna do this. That's the neck. If I have the power to show a message on a big screen, a big wall that everybody sees, I felt the responsibility to push a very positive, or something that actually change people, that help people, not just like, I'm an artist, I'm super like eccentric and I want to paint this flower bleeding.
You know what I love about that? The fact that it's not about you.
Yeah,
it's about them.
Definitely.
You know, I love that.
And then you're gonna put whatever you want on it.
My signature.
There you go.
There it is. That's awesome.
Isn't this cool? I already made history, buddy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about the rest. I care about others. I don't care about the money of others have. I don't care about the money I make. I would love to make money because I'm also a father, and I would love to purchase a home to my kids and tell them, don't struggle like I did, you know?
That's amazing, yeah. Absolutely.
Hold on, I get like sentimental. It was tough. It was tough at the beginning because I came here with 20 years old, with nothing. No papers, an immigrant, no English. This country provided me with everything. So, hold on, let me just like get off it.
You should be really proud. I know
I am.
who you are.
I am, I'm fucking loving it.
How did that feel to let go of that secure, stable job and move into the art world that is a very unreliable world?
It was very scary, but when I did it, I really felt at peace because I was finally where I belonged. That's how I felt.
Tell me about the tongue.
So this is a slide that I made back in 2016.
It's amazing.
And, you know, I did all this show with sexuality and the body. Mm-hmm. And, you know, the tongue was like an interesting thing that I wanted to explore. So you can actually use it.
Okay. It's a joyride.
Yeah, be careful.
I am.
It's really steep.
Whoa.
You know, it's a very interesting organ that helps us to communicate, but it's also so integrated in our sexual life. So I thought it was interesting to like make it playful.
Mm-hmm. How did art come into your life?
All my life.
Your whole life?
Yeah, I started doing graffiti in '86. I was 10 years old. This wall has been here since 2015. This is my wall, right?
Yeah.
Somebody last night came and did that. You see the graffiti on top? The whole city called me. Everybody's pissed. Everybody's mad. How is this fucking shit possible? And I'm happy because we cannot forget where we come from. This is what started everything. And that's what it is. And as long as that's happening, then street art and graffiti are still prominent. You understand?
Yes, I love that.
Graffiti controls this shit. Graffiti controls the street and the art, not the curators, not the businesses, not the brands. As long as that is alive, we are alive. And that's why I teach kids how to do graffiti. The moment the graffiti stops or gets more criminalized, where they need to like stop because of the other art, then we're fucking up.
Welcome to Green Lighthouse. It's my birthday. Cheers.
Eu estou num lugar chamado Overtown, é um bairro super conhecido aqui em Miami. No século passado, durante décadas de segregação racial, artistas negros como Ella Fitzgerald, James Brown, Ray Charles, Billie Holiday eram contratados para dar show em casas de show em Miami, mas eles não podiam se hospedar em Miami Beach. Então, o que eles faziam? Eles se hospedavam em Overtown. E talvez essa tenha sido a semente de uma cena cultural muito vibrante, que, na verdade, nunca morreu, ainda está aqui. E é por isso que eu vim até aqui conversar com um artista chamado Reggie O'Neill, que é uma estrela no mundo da arte hoje em dia. Nasceu, foi criado e continua morando aqui.
I was drawing as a kid, and so the interest allowed me to explore as far as possible. These people would be like, oh, all you do is sit in the back of the class and draw. You know what I mean? And it's like, when I got aware of like, that's all I did, I was young, you know? I used to draw at home too.
We got here to this restaurant and I saw you hanging your paintings right here in the lobby, some like little tripod. And there's something really beautiful in seeing the way you value both worlds and treat both worlds with similar respect.
Who is to say that people in the Rubels and the people that go to Rubels is like more interesting and more cultured than, or more like they are worthy of only seeing paintings. They're the only people that can see the work and experience it and have it shown up in their gallery or in their spaces. These people too, you know what I mean? I remember before the Rubels, I had my uncle painting right on that wall, just because they wanted to show me support. Be like, yo, you could come here and like show whatever painting you want, you know what I mean? So it's like they gave me the opportunity first. My mom and my brothers allowed me to be expressive when it came to like my feelings and like whatever. Like if I was considered a crybaby, I used to cry all the time about the smallest things, but they never like told me to shut up, you know what I mean? Or like stop crying or like be tough or whatever it is. That just allowed me comfort to just be transparent with any medium that I choose, like rather it's music or rather if it's fashion or rather if it's painting.
How impactful was this freedom to be emotional in your work?
I feel like I don't know what it feels like to be on the other end, you know, to be not as free. My dad is in prison right now. He's been in prison for 19 years.
19 years?
Yeah.
What was that like for you?
He raised me, like, through the phone, like, you know what I mean? And my mom allowed that, you know, she allowed that relationship to be cultivated behind bars, so. Yeah, it was tough, but it's still a real beautiful relationship that I have with him, and that my sisters and brothers have with him, too.
Has your dad seen your work?
On a phone like this big, or on a tablet, but like never in person.
Do you know when he's gonna get out of prison?
Supposedly 2023.
That must be exciting.
Yeah, it's also like anxiety, like poking too, because it's so close.
What are you most anxious about?
Seeing him talk to his brothers and sisters in Jacksonville on the porch, like enjoying food and reminiscing, and seeing him like turning the TV on the couch with his grandchild like next to him, or his brother, like stuff like that is what I want to see, you know what I mean? And just know that he's happy outside of that. That's what I would say that.
That's really beautiful.
Yeah.
Sorry. You tell me when you're rolling.
Okay, so let's go.
They keep telling my hair is a mess. It's my style. All right, John, so this is your home, what most people would consider, you know, much better than a museum. Can you show me around a little bit?
Please, of course. This is the main entrance. And here we have a painting by Emily May Smith. She's from Texas, based in Brooklyn. So I have over 500 works. Yeah.
At home?
No.
You can't.
No. They're at storage.
Do you have favorites?
I have a lot of favorites. Yeah, this is Javi Calleja, a Spanish artist. Good friend, his wife and him are both good friends.
Yep.
This is probably my favorite piece at the moment. Like when you look at it close, the details.
That's what I was saying.
The marbling, how she does it, like the gradient, orange. It's a very Miami piece. My family collected Latin America, so I grew up around collecting Latin American, not at nearly as the level as I do. It was very more passive collecting. And in my 20s, as I was building my real estate business, I found out about the Wynwood walls, and I was attracted to street art. So I actually started collecting 3 artists. One of them Brazilian, Os Gemelos, Banksy, and Cos.
Yeah.
And then as time went by, that turned out to be a very good decision. They were very popular artists.
So when you get a piece like this and you bring it home, do you tell your kids, don't sit on it?
Don't sit on it. This right here is Banksy. As I told you earlier, Banksy was one of the artists I started collecting very early.
Galleries curate the people they sell the art to. How important is it for a gallery to have its artists' work in the right hands?
It is very important. It's very important. But at the beginning, they weren't welcome enough. They weren't. It was like I didn't know them, and when I first tried approaching them, I found out it's not enough just to have money and come and wanting to buy a work. They need to know who you are. They want to know who you are. They want to know what you collect. They want to know the painting ends up in the right hands, because as you know, in art, there's the primary market and the secondary market, especially with young artists, which is what I collect.
Interesting.
There's a big discrepancy in price between the primary and the secondary, so they want to make sure that it's not going to be someone that's buying it to resell it. And it's very hard at the beginning. It was hard. That's part of the reason why I started doing the Instagram post, to show my Banksys and my Cos, and to know that it was kind of like a CV in a way for the galleries. That and to be able to push young artists' careers were the main reason that I started doing it.
In my curatorial practice and in the museum's practice, we don't think in terms of investment. We do think about being a place and an institution where we can work hand in hand with artists to support their growth and development. I believe that museums are mirrors onto our times, and that artists have the ability to show us things about culture that we might not have already identified ourselves. This is a really interesting time historically. This is a moment where artists in particular are looking at social justice protests and social justice movements that are making a huge impact across culture and interpreting that through their practice, or using activist practices to add to movements for social justice at this time. And in tandem with that, we've seen an awakening we all collectively hope. And museums are part of the process of writing or rewriting equitably.
You touch upon some complex, nuanced subjects. Like, for example, the chokehold.
So if I put that element to it and I say it's not about the chokehold, It's about the person that's being choked, and it's about him losing oxygen and what that feels like on a psychological level as a black man in this country. Not just like physically, but just like all of the things that we have to deal with on a regular basis. That makes you go deeper into like, damn, what are we going through as a culture or as a people? And then I leave it like that, you know what I mean, rather than explaining you everything that's like in my mind, because I think it's very unique when people come to me and be like, oh, it looked like he giving him a hug. It's like, that's interesting. I appreciate and I admire that people have like a deep resonance with my work. It's great.
Anualmente, mais de 80 mil pessoas vêm a Miami só para visitar essa feira. Quando a gente fala de feira de arte, é previsível que a gente encontre uma diversidade de arte contemporânea singular. Mas quando você está falando da maior feira de arte contemporânea do planeta, é realmente impressionante. How would you describe Art Basel? What is it like being here right now?
Everything. It is epic. Art Basel is, as an artist, it is the moment where we all connect.
Eu tenho paixão por Miami, né? Os europeus descobriram Miami. Assim surgiu a cultura do Art Deco. Eles trouxeram a arquitetura no início do século passado. Agora, no meio do século XX, com a Revolução Cubana, os cubanos vieram. E aí, minha gente, Miami nunca mais foi a mesma. Uma das coisas que eu mais curto aqui é essa latinidade. Buenos dias. Bienvenido a Puerto Sagua. Qual é a maneira mais tradicional de tomar cafecito?
Creo que es espresso con azúcar, cortadito con un poquito de leche.
Eu quero uma colada, pero com pouco açúcar.
Con poco azúcar.
Cadê a Margie? Ou pros íntimos, meu amor. Margie, como hago isso?
Lo abres acá y lo servimos en esto.
Ah. Pero tomo así, como un...
Claro, como un shot de tequila.
Como un shot de tequila.
Parecido.
Não posso tomar sozinho. Adocicando. Agora, isso aqui vai pra cabeça, assim, de elevador, não é de escada, porque é muita cafeína, é muito açúcar, então te dá um zim, sabe? Meu espanhol fica muito melhor depois de tomar esse café. Cheirinho de pneu queimado. Eu adoro café forte, mas esse é tipo carvão, suquinho de carvão, maravilhoso. Tá lotado. O meu favorito é sentar no balcão, mas como eu tava aqui com vocês, eu achei que fazia mais sentido te chamar para sentar comigo. Hoje em dia, Miami é uma cidade vibrante o ano todo, mas durante o Art Basel é diferente. A energia que você sente nessas ruas é singular, é única. E de repente você esbarra num lugar como esse, que de certa maneira é um símbolo dessa transformação que a gente vê em Miami.
Esse é um prédio construído em 1920, ou seja, no início do século passado. Você tem uma arquitetura super art déco lá fora e aqui dentro você tem a arquitetura da Zaha Hadid, uma arquiteta iraquiana que morreu já, mas é famosa por esse tipo de design moderno, arrojado. Então você vê que aqui dentro você tem o futuro e ali fora você tem o passado. Art Basel é meio que uma oportunidade para a gente analisar essa nova Miami, que é bem diferente da Miami que a gente conhecia. There is a stage in the life and the career of an artist in which, if the art's still pretty affordable, people will stumble upon your piece and they'll take it home because they fell in love with it. And then you become this big name and this big artist, and in a way you can maybe become an investment. Does success mean something less personal?
I don't think about it, really, and I think it will damage me to think about it. Like, I don't want to think of myself as, now that people have invested in me, I have this responsibility to make it go up. But I do have this responsibility with myself to be better. And I think that is why, at the end, it resonates with people, because I think when you truly dig in what's going on with you and what you feel, it's a very personal experience. Then later you realize that it's universal, because so many people are experiencing the same thing that you are.
I have the power to do whatever I think is cool. Nobody's gonna judge my work and tell, well, you can't sell your artwork here because we, this little cupola, decide what's going on. No, the street, the people decide what's cool. And they buy if they want, because now with the internet, they have direct access to me. They don't need a gallery. They don't need you in the middle making half of my money.
There might be somebody creating amazing work somewhere, but not many people see it, and they're sort of undiscovered, and their price might be very low. There is not so great work, might seem overpriced, just because these people are well connected and yeah, they have people backing them up. It's a very tricky.
And I think to artists, they need to know that the relationship with their art is more important. For sure, everybody want to make money and be comfortable, but you're not making money, you know what I mean? Yeah. And it's not about that, it's about the art is gonna last way longer than money could ever last. Da Vinci can't spend $1 that he's acquiring right now, you know? But his work lasted and his passion, you can see that through his artwork, you know, Van Gogh, for example.
Yeah.
He really loved painting, you know what I mean? He did like 800 some paintings.
Yeah.
Like he had to love it to do it so much.
What's the point, like emotionally, what do you want to achieve from collecting all of this art?
My main goal is to build a world-class collection for my children, for something that can outlive me, something historical. Like, so a lot of times I get the question, why don't you buy historical art? And my answer is because I want to make history.
Quando a gente olha para a Art Basel, fica muito claro que investir em cultura pode ser interessante para vários segmentos da nossa sociedade. Mais turismo, melhores restaurantes, grandes instituições de arte, outros eventos, outros festivais. E eu acho que a prova disso é o fato da gente ver tantas cidades pelo mundo tentando copiar essa fórmula.
Success is like being able to, to me, it's like spend time with the people that I love and do things that I love through art, if art could provide that. Also just being a better painter and a better artist.
The only way is to go back to the simple things, and which was creating, just the process of creating.
O papel do artista não é só ilustrar o nosso universo. Eu acho que é questionar e principalmente inspirar
a gente. E existe essa comunicação que transcende língua, que transcende orientação sexual, diferenças religiosas. A impressão que eu tenho é que o artista nato, ele nasce com aquilo. É quase uma vocação. Ele não tem muita escolha.
Do you think life would be tougher or easier if you didn't have to pour your emotions on a canvas?
It'll be tough. It'll be tough. But I think I'll find a way. I'll find a way.
Estar nesse lugar que é um imã para essas pessoas é um grande privilégio. Não só para eles, mas para quem, como eu, está aqui como plateia, como espectador. Que seja o primeiro de muitos Basels.
How does that make you feel to be a street artist?
Make me feel like fucking Superman, homie. Like, it makes me feel incredible.
You have favorites?
Well, no, they're all my babies, so.
For young artists, that's important. Like, your relationship with your thing that's number one.
Just do it. Give it your all. Just give it 100%, and believe in yourself.
Entre Mundos.